Here we are at Nashville Fairgrounds for ARCA. It is what's coming up next week. So our little get ready tour, the semi-regular, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't have time, little ARCA get ready race. And yeah, I have the AI set to 95 on the high end and 80 on the low end. And you can really throw the car around this track, I have found out. So don't underdrive it is possibly the key. I am not sure if you even need to worry about saving the right front. Probably do, but I probably won't really know that until actually get into a race against other humans and see if they're saving or not. Garage, as far as the brake bias, I have it maxed at 50, the lowest it can go. And that seems to work for me. It doesn't seem to get the car too loose on entry, although if I have to stop quick or anything like that, I could be in trouble. But so far, it hasn't caused me any issues here. I don't know if I'll run it that low in officials, because I would be afraid that I might have to slam on the brakes, but we'll do a little testing here and see. More testing to come. But a fun track. I think I've been here before, but I would have to look back. I guess I've recorded most of my races since I started iRacing, so I'd have to look back on the channel and see if I got one. I seem to think we've been here before, but if we had, I think it probably would have been in the old ARCA car. I don't believe I've been here in the new one yet, but I could be wrong on that as well. I think I saw one of the dates of one of my original new ARCA car videos, and it was it almost a year ago, or at least a year ago, I think. Has it been that long? It's crazy. We'll start 7. We got 50 laps here, I do believe. Yep, 50 laps.
Get ready.
A night race, so the track temperature is 73, same as the air temperature, both 73. Quite a bit of grip out here.
Green, green, green.
A little bit delayed on the gas, so I didn't push up into the
All clear, all clear.
18. I went way wide here.
Got one inside.
But the AI tend to get themselves bound up on the bottom of the track. And that might be a thing
Wide, you're in the middle.
in officials too. This second groove might be the way to go.
Still there. Hold your line. 22.818. Clear low. You're in third place.
I found you don't want to over slow. I've adopted reducing my brake, how much pressure I'm putting on the brake,
8.
and just slowing the car down gradually more than, doing this really abrupt slowdown. Seems to carry more speed. And I guess I do a slight cut down. And found that exiting 2 and 4 can get full on the gas sooner than you would think. A little pushy there. Had to breathe the throttle there on exit. But this week with this track, there's going to be a lot of talk about the bumps in turn 1 here. Or turn 2, I guess the bumps are kind of on the exit. So that's a good reason to stay up a half a lane to a lane. You can go through them. I've had some luck going through them, but you got to know they're coming, and I just turn into them. Pretty much give it a little extra wheel to the left and just turn into them and go. And most of the time that works, but it can throw you if you hit it wrong or at a strange angle. Or we'll try it here if I can get low enough. Yeah, it throws the rear end out. It can be done, but it's a little sketchy. It's best to stay up at least a half lane and avoid them.
18.687.
Last race I did have about a 10% split in the right front, right rear. But I drove the car really hard that race. I'm taking it a little easier this time.
18.561.
When I was driving it pretty much as hard as I could last race, I hit the 19s by lap 23, I think it was, is when I started hitting the 19 laps. So we'll see how that compares. We'll check the tires at the end. These guys are no joke up here. See there, I'm just driving through those bumps. Can I get to his outside? Nope, not there. I make use of the billboards on the outside of both these sets of corners. Turn 1, I'm looking for that red and white billboard that starts with 1W or whatever. As soon as that disappears out of my window, my front windshield off to my right is when that's my cue to start rolling onto the throttle. That it's pretty safe to do so as long as I can get the car turned down. It's easy to wait too long for me and not get on the throttle soon enough and not trust the car is going to stick, because most of the time it will.
18.788.
Let's see if I can get by this guy. That's not going to do it. Unless he gets hung up on the bottom. He did.
Clear low, inside.
The AI do not like running the bottom. Whoa.
Stay high.
This guy's not afraid of it though, but there it is. He got hung up there.
All clear, all clear.
That'll give us a lane into second.
18.974. Good job, man. You're up to second.
Hopefully this is going to be
834.
competitive come next week. I feel like it should be. 0.4 has been my best lap to date.
825.
And I am using a long, lighter brake, which is why I'm getting away with the bias set at 50.
18.869. Good job. The next car is the leader.
You can feed some rotation to the car by getting on the throttle, kind of like the old ARCA car. ARCA car, that's so hard for me to say. Like the behavior of the old ARCA car, where you could a lot of times feed the throttle and get the back end to rotate. Feels a little bit like that this week.
18.9.
You can miss it though if you don't have the car pointed just right. You can miss that rotation and it gets very tight. Other than the bumps, the corners feel very symmetrical to me. I haven't done like research on the track, but they appear to be symmetrical, but the bumps in turns 1 and 2 are what make it different on one side of the track than the other. A little late on getting on throttle there. Turns 3 and 4, I use the pink billboard about the same way, but I think normally I can get on the throttle or start rolling on the throttle a little before the pink billboard disappears. Now that's going to vary by individual because of your point of view, or I sit pretty far forward in my car. I also turned the steering wheel off. I actually turned it off on the Gen 4 car. The steering wheel is so huge, the animated one is so huge on the Gen 4 car that I turned it off. And what I didn't realize when I turned that off a couple days ago was that I was turning it off globally, so I have no steering wheel on my ARCA car. I don't know. I don't mind no steering wheel, so we'll see. I may turn it back on. I like having it just for a reference when I re-watch the races. The little steering wheel. Oh, I am totally in the bumps there. The little white steering wheel does a decent job, but I don't know. There's something about that full wheel being there that just gives a nice visual representation. 19.059. Because for the most part in the ARCA car, my orange piece of tape at the top of my steering wheel follows that orange piece of tape on the ARCA steering wheel almost identically, so if it didn't, that would drive me nuts. I guess I've chosen just to drive right through the bumps on the last few laps. 19 even. Stayed a little above them that time. Good run there. Our leader's fallen off. I'm having a hard time believing that, but he is. 19.01. Oh, we hit a 19. Lap 33. I wasn't paying close enough attention. That was a near hit. To know if I hit a 19 before lap 33, I don't remember hearing it, but we'll have to check the laps after the race. 19.377. Good job, man. You're in first. So I guess we'll take over the lead and navigate lap traffic. Late on throttle there. If I don't watch those marks, I don't get on the throttle soon enough. My brain doesn't want to. So I have to trust my landmarks. Probably losing a little bit of speed by not getting the car turned in soon enough too. I'm gonna go through the bumps here. Nope, wrong end of the track. 19.098. See if I can't hit the 18s again once we get by these guys. 19.198 inside. Stay high. Clear low, clear low. You got one outside. 3 wide, you're in the middle. I am in the middle. You got one outside. You're 2 wide there. They both backed off. And I was pushy out of 4 there. 19.327. And if you do end up having to go through the bumps in turn 1 and 2, and we all will, I have a feeling unless you're running really high and you're really
19,
sticking every
4, 8.
braking point, I end up down there quite often. You certainly want to just be stable on the throttle. I think that I just neutral throttle through there. Wherever I'm at is where I stay until I get through the bumps, and then I start rolling again.
19.196. Inside. Stay high. There's the car on the low side. Clear low, clear low. Inside. Clear low, clear low.
He's going to fight back a little bit, but we'll make the pass. 42 of 50, 8 to go. Through the bumps. Still chipping out at the end of the straightaways, so we're getting the exit speed.
19.022.
Stay just above the bumps that time, I think.
.048.
Oh, I'm high here. Still works okay.
19.05.
I'm a little surprised at the strength of the field being as high as I have it. That I'm already in the lead, and it was that easy, I guess, to get out in the lead.
Podium position.
But a decent race, chasing first and second for a while. Let's see if I can hit an 18 again. 19.079. I think an 18 would be in here. There it is.
87.
So I know the 18s are possible later in the race. What do we have, a track temp still? 83 now. Track temp has gone up. Has that gone up 10 degrees since we started? Oh boy.
19.07.
That would have been an 18. I didn't slide out of 4. So that's probably going to be something to keep an eye on, is folks losing the back end exiting 4.
19.21.
And probably losing the back end exiting 1 if they hit the bumps incorrectly, but more often than not, they just shoot you to the wall. So be doing the ricochet off the wall thing. All right.
You did good, man. You drove a good race.
Feeling pretty good about this track right now until I get out there against real competition and get punched in the mouth. Oops, missed it. Then things change. That always happens. Let's jump out and see what the tires are. So I took it kind of easy at the beginning. Not really. I was driving firm, but not to the limit. 83-84. I will take that split. That is a good split. So I think you can actually push a little more and use up a little more of the right front and not get hurt too bad in speed. Although I think this was a better run than last time because, sure, didn't change anything. I was able to hit an 18 right at the end. So we started hitting 19s lap 29. So that was a result of taking care of the tires and not driving it as hard as I did last time. When I drove it essentially as hard as I could, I started to hit the 19s by lap 23. So low 19s all the way through. And I did prove I could hit an 18. So yeah, I think that's probably the right balance. if you can do it with pressure and not losing a ton of spaces, you may just have to really go as hard as you can until you find your spot. But what do I know? Nothing yet until we get out there, but I feel pretty good about that. I think that is about it. 50 lap affair. It's going to be at night. The track is going to be cool. I think there's multiple lines to run. I have not tried the high line. Uh, I don't know if that's viable or not. It might be for people that know what they're doing up there. And if there are people that know what they're doing up there, I think that's going to be wide open, and they are just going to drive right to the front if that's a viable line. That second groove, I think, is going to be probably the most popular groove. Some folks that maybe not familiar or didn't practice may try low and get themselves caught out on those bumps, but it won't take long to learn that that's a bad idea. So there we have it. Little practice at Nashville Fairgrounds. I like it. I'm looking forward to this one. And thanks for riding along, and I will see you out there next week.